What's up guys, Chigz here, and today we're looking at something a bit different. So this is the GameSir Pocket Taco. It's a vertical mobile controller designed for retro and arcade style gaming, but it's actually built for modern phones. It's tiny, lightweight, and very clearly going after that handheld classic vibe. So the big question is this just a nostalgia gimmick, or is it actually fun to use? Well, let's find out, shall we? Roll the intro. Now, first things first, let me show you what you get inside the box. So you're getting a quick start guide, a USB-A to Type-C power cable, a hard plastic travel case is also included, and if that wasn't enough, you're also getting a lanyard hand strap. So what is the GameSir Pocket Taco? Well, at its core, the Pocket Taco is a Bluetooth controller for mobile gaming designed specifically for vertical gameplay. So instead of turning your phone sideways like most controllers, this clamps onto your phone vertically. So very old school, very arcade Game Boy inspired. So you clip your phone in, power it on, connect to Bluetooth, and suddenly your phone feels more like a tiny retro console. Now it's mainly designed for mobile gaming, especially retro and arcade style games, but it's not locked to just Android. Thanks to its different Bluetooth modes, you can also use this as a mini wireless Bluetooth controller across PC, iOS, and even Nintendo Switch, depending on how you pair it. Now let's talk design. One of the biggest selling points here is how small and light this thing is. It weighs just 62.2 grams, which is honestly nothing, and you barely notice it in a pocket or a bag. It even comes with a handy storage box, which makes it easy to throw in a backpack without worrying about damage. This is clearly designed for on-the-go gaming. Now let's take a closer look at the controls. The ABXY buttons and the D-pad use membrane switches, which is soft and classic. The triggers and the bumpers use tactile switches, so they feel clicky and responsive. It's clearly tuned for retro, arcade, and casual games. And honestly, that suits the form factor perfectly. Now, I was initially concerned that this might feel too small for my hands, but GameSir have nailed it. The controller quality feels pretty well made, and the D-pad also feels nice. Now, how do you set this up? To connect, you just go to Bluetooth settings and pair with your phone, and I'm using the iPhone 17 Pro, and then you just clamp your phone in place, and once you do that, it does feel quite secure. And more importantly, GameSir has added silicone padding at the contact points, so that means your phone will not get scratched or damaged, and no pressure on the phone at all. It holds the phone firmly without feeling aggressive, which is exactly what you want. Now, the Pocket Taco connects over Bluetooth and actually supports a few different modes depending on what you're trying to connect to. Switching modes is pretty easy. Just make sure the controller is off, and then you hold the home button, which is this button over here, and at the same time you're pressing one of these face buttons to pick the mode you want. So for Android, you would power on by holding down home and B, and that will get you into Android modes. If you want DS4, which is DualShock 4 mode, which works mainly for PC, Android, and iOS, then you power on with home and A at the same time. For Nintendo Switch, it's home and X. And if you're using G-Touch mode for Android games that don't support controllers, then that's home and Y. Once you paired it once, it reconnects on its own, so you don't have to keep doing button combos every single time. So let's test this out, shall we? I'm using the Delta app for iOS. This is my iPhone 17 Pro. So this is a PSP game, and this game cannot be played vertical. And in this scenario, you just need to prop your phone up and use this controller wirelessly, I suppose.
You don't see that every day.
Alright, now let's talk about battery life. There is a 600 milliamp hour battery built in, which is plenty for a controller like this. What I like is the smart power behavior. If you open it, it turns on, and if you close it, it turns off. If you leave it idle, it will go to sleep. So you don't really need to think about battery management, it just does it for you. Really nice to have those silicone pads on the inside, keeps your phone scratch free, and the controller stays in place and doesn't slip around. Now another advantage is there is a charging hole at the bottom, so you can charge your phone while you're gaming without removing the controller. A small detail but genuinely useful in life. There is a smartphone app that helps you manage the features. It's called the GameSir app. You'll be able to remap buttons, switch layouts, enable turbo, and lock D-Pad diagonals. You don't actually have to customize anything. You can leave everything by default and just start playing your favorite retro games. So there you have it, guys. That was the GameSir Pocket Taco controller. And here are my thoughts. Super lightweight and portable, unique vertical gaming design. It's comfortable for retro and arcade games. The buttons and the D-pad feel really good for the price, and I like that the D-pad has a bit of size to it. So very decent vertical game controller for your smartphone. I've been really enjoying it with my iPhone 17 Pro. Portability, ease of use really comes in handy. And the best part about it, it's really affordable in price, so accessible for everyone. Now, caveats, it's not really for landscape games, although you can switch your phone in landscape mode, and then you can play the game like this, which is not really ideal and it's not really what it's designed for. That's really the only caveat, which is not even a deal breaker. So, bottom line, the GameSir Pocket Taco isn't trying to replace a full-size controller. It's designed to bring back those classic handheld feeling in a way that's portable, simple, and genuinely fun. If you're into retro gaming, emulation, or arcade-style mobile games, and you want something you can just throw in your bag and use anywhere, this one makes a lot of sense at this price point. Now drop a like if this video helped you, sub to the channel if you're new, and let me know in the comments what retro game would you play first with this controller. This is Chigz, signing out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.